Happy Hemp CBD gummies are a great way to get your daily dose of CBD in both a convenient and a discreet manner. They're available in peach rings, gummy cherries, sour gummy bears, rainbow ribbons. They've got all the flavors that you would ever want. They've even got sugar-free and vegetarian options for you. It's a great product. Get Happy Hemp is the product. Make sure you shop them today. Just go to the link in the scroll on the bottom and you can save yourself a little bit of money and get the CBD gummies that you need and deserve. Get them today. What is up, everybody? It is Chris Akin back once again with another episode of Chris Akin Presents. And today I'm going to do something a little bit different. Anybody that's watched anything that I do, whether it's this or Classic Metal Show or Aftershocks even, I think I've referenced it a couple times, maybe even on Toomey, knows that I'm a wrestling fan. I love it, love watching it. I watch more than most. I definitely watch. I'm a big AEW guy. That's kind of my main federation right now. But I also watch the NWA. I keep up with Impact as best I can. Really, to be honest, the only thing I'm not really watching right now is the WWE product, and that's just because it has just been garbage for, I don't know, about a year or so. And I even have Peacock where I could watch the new premium events, as they're called. I guess they're not pay-per-views anymore, the premium events, but I don't watch them. I've just lost interest in everything that WWE is doing. So that leaves a lot of time as a wrestling fan to explore new stuff. And there's tons of it that is out there that you can watch. You can watch all of it, even the minor league promotions now, even I guess minor league is insulting, but the smaller promotions are out there. You can catch an AIW event on YouTube or a GCW or, they're all the smaller federations, smaller territories. Now, because it's become so easy and cheap to do video, and use YouTube or whatever, it's all out there. So you can really catch up with it. And the one nice thing about that is you're learning about a bunch of wrestlers that are really, really talented, but not necessarily known because they haven't been through the WWE machine that makes them famous. And, let's face it, a lot of times when the WWE makes you famous, it doesn't necessarily mean you're good. There's so many guys out there today that are proving that WWE, did not make them what they could have been. Matt Cardona is a prime example, the former Zack Ryder. On WWE, he was nothing. He was his big claim to fame was what? He won the championship once and then lost it the very next day. That was his claim to fame, and the woo bullshit to, please the kids. This new Matt Cardona that shows up in all the indies and just does all kinds of crazy shit. He's fantastic. I love watching that guy. Another guy, he's a big name now, obviously Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes, when he was Stardust, or the what was his other character, the beautiful Cody Rhodes or handsome Cody Rhodes or whatever it was. He had all these bad gimmicks in WWE, and he was a jobber. But he left. He went out on the independent scene and became a huge, huge star, which they built AEW around. So certainly the last few years have shown that you don't have to use WWE to become good. And there's a lot of great wrestling out there if you are a fan of wrestling as an entertainment field. I don't want to say a sport, but as an entertainment, there's tons of it that's out there. And for me personally, I'm watching tons of it right now. And the one thing that I'm doing is I'm watching a lot of Impact Wrestling right now, and the reason I'm watching it is because, quite honestly, when it's been around 20 years now, believe that or not. But most of the heyday of Impact, I really didn't see. It wasn't on any TV that I had, and so I never really watched any of it. And Impact, say what you will about it. I know everybody looks at it as, bad and not the best wrestling and this and that, but I'll watch any of the old stuff today over any of the new WWE in a minute. And it has its own history, and it has a fun history. The thing about Impact is a lot of their history was with WWE guys. It was all the guys that as they left WWE, they went to Impact, and they had runs. And for a while there with Impact, they had all of the great guys as they got older. You had Booker T, you had Hall, Nash, Jeff Jarrett. You just had this slew of guys that were over there. Basically everybody, Six-Pac or X-Pac or whatever his name was at the time, Sean Waltman. You had all these guys. Mick Foley was over there. And they kind of built their own WWE for a while. Then they tried to upgrade when they brought in like EC3 and Samoa Joe and AJ Styles and Christopher Daniels. They had their time, and now they're kind of recharging again with champs like Moose, or they've got the Inspiration, which is the former Iconics from WWE. Mickey James is over there now, and there's a lot of talent that's over there. There's a lot of WWE, former WWE talent, but there's a lot of their own homegrown stuff as well. Stuff that I like Decay is one team I like, and I like Black Taurus is another one that I dig a lot. So there's a lot going on with Impact. And the interesting thing is, as I said, I watch a ton of it. I also watch a ton of just TV in general, and I'm a huge fan of these services that are coming out, the free services. I know everybody has subscriptions to Netflix, Amazon Prime, and whatnot, but I'm a fan of Roku channel and Pluto TV. Those are by far probably my favorite two, and my most watched two things that I have on my Roku, Amazon, Apple TV, on all my devices. Now, what's interesting, and this is where it's really fun, is both Roku and Pluto TV have an Impact Wrestling channel. And that would make you think that it's probably the same channel, just syndicated to both platforms. And it's not, which is really interesting to me, is they somehow, I don't know how it works. I'm not going to lie to you and say that I do understand how it works, but somehow, some way, each individual platform has its own Impact Wrestling channel. And the programming is very different. So I'm going to pull some of it up here. This is, this is Pluto. This is what's going on right now on Pluto TV. And on Pluto, you can see this is a bit older. This is from 2008 that's showing on Pluto right now. And I love it because I personally, I don't know anything about what was going on in 2008 on Impact. So I'm kind of first time playing a lot of it. That being said, I'm going to stop showing this for a minute, and then I'm going to show you what's going on the Roku channel. And here we go. And we'll go to the Roku channel. And there we go. Now this, I could tell by the empty arena, this is like 2021 or whatever. And there's a Hardcore Justice, which was a pay-per-view in 2021. And there's Matt Cardona, who I was talking about, right there in the back. So you can see that these they're two very different programming. These are guys from 2022, and the other one has women wrestling from 2008. So the channels are completely different. Now, the question is, which one is better? Or is one better? And I don't know that I have an answer for you on that, to be really honest. The thing with the two channels is that they do have some crossover, probably a lot of crossover content, but they both seem to have a somewhat different focus. This one here on the Roku channel seems to be more focused on the more modern. You know, some of this stuff is very, very recent. I know I was watching it last night, and they had a wrestler named Jonah on there who was the former NXT champion, Bronson Reed. And that was when he was, NXT WWE product. And he only joined Impact in November. And right now it's January. So within 2 months, this programming is fairly current. And, that's surprising for the free channel that they would have current content. So if you like the more current stuff, I would say you watch the Roku channel. If you like the older material, and again, both channels do feature both, but if you like the older material, then I would say that you're probably going to be more interested in the Pluto stuff, because Pluto definitely is more focused on the classic stuff. Almost, I would say 80% of the time when you go to the Pluto TV, you're going to see it almost looks like old WWE Attitude Era, because most of the Attitude Era guys are there. And I love that as well. That's fun. And if you are a WWE guy, you get to see a lot of guys that would end up being in WWE before they were, especially like AJ Styles. I mean, I was aware of AJ Styles. I had no idea how big he was in Impact. I just didn't have any idea what a huge star he was in Impact Wrestling. Samoa Joe is another one. Samoa Joe was huge. He's championed multiple times in Impact, and he may end up there again because I understand he's unemployed. So it's just cool to have these two channels and two different platforms to watch this stuff. It's kind of like, without having to pay for it, if you really sort of have the equivalent of the WWE network just for Impact. It's really just kind of, it's kind of what you have now between Impact Wrestling and or Pluto TV and Roku channel. So which is better? I really don't know that I have an answer for you on that one. I'll say that I watched the Pluto TV one more because I know more of the people, I guess, or I'm more comfortable with their stars that they had at the time, and even the future stars, the future stars from the old days, the AJ Styles, the Samoa Joes, EC3. I know those guys all went on to have WWE careers, but it's cool to see those guys when they were, getting their start as well. So in any case, if you take Impact on Pluto, Impact on Roku, and just kind of Google with Roku or with YouTube, you'll find pretty much everything that ever has existed in Impact Wrestling available for you. All the pay-per-views, all the programming, it's all there. So I suggest you definitely check it out, and you pick. I say you don't pick either. I'm not really going to pick either. I'm going to keep watching both, and it's just nice that when I want to catch up with Impact, past or present, that it's all available to me. So that's going to do it for this episode of Chris Akin Presents Impact Wrestling versus Impact Wrestling. You make your call, okay? And this has been Chris Akin Presents. I have been Chris Akin, and I will be Chris Akin tomorrow. See ya.